Hi first grade, welcome to Writing Time with Miss Phipps. I want you to take a moment and think back to when we were writing our fiction stories the week before April break. Do you remember? I know it might seem like some time ago, but we want to continue working on those same stories in this lesson. Here are a few things you'll need for today. Here's our writing prompt from last time. Write a story about a character who finds a magical car and goes on an adventure. Take a moment right now to make sure you're prepared. You'll need a pencil, your story map from last time, and wherever you wrote your fiction story. If you need to make another copy of your story map, you can pause the video and copy the one here. I wrote a story about two friends who find out a car is magical and go on lots of adventures. Here's the beginning of my story. See if you can find the setting and talking characters. Also, how do I try to hook in the readers? Follow along with me. It was a gloomy and rainy Saturday afternoon when Chris called his friend Mike to hang out. "I'm so bored," Chris said. The two best friends started to come up with some ideas. All of a sudden, Mike yelled, "I'm on my way over." Mike and Chris met in first grade and were always excited for an adventure. Chris wondered what Mike had in mind. Ding! The doorbell rang and Chris ran to the door. He looked outside and could not believe his eyes. Mike started to show off his new car. The boys were always eager to get their permit so they could start driving. "We can just go for a drive around," Chris said. The boys just really wanted the sun to come out. What's the setting in my story? That's right. We know it's on a Saturday afternoon, and the boys must be home, and it's gloomy and rainy outside. I also have talking characters, and I add sound to hook in my readers. If you follow along on your own story map, we should be at oops, there's a problem. Take a moment and pause the video. You can read the next part of my story on your own. Can you find the problem? You're right. When Chris started the car, it seems like the car isn't working anymore. Also notice the details that I include here. The car is red and shiny, and I still have talking characters. What else do you notice? Don't you want to find out how this story ends? Well, what's next on the story map? That's right, attempts to resolve and Y for yes, there's a solution. Pause the video now and read the ending of the story on your own. Can you find the attempts to resolve and the solution? I also use a lot of descriptive language to describe how the characters are feeling. And I teach my readers a very important lesson. Do you know what it is? Hi scholars, I hope you enjoyed my fiction story. At the very end, we learned of the attempts to resolve and the solution. Chris hoped and he dreamed that they could be back on the beach, but that didn't work. And Mike was so devastated about his car that he just decided to play basketball to pass the time. At the very end, there is a solution. Chris decides to tell the truth and also notices that the car just needs gas. Every car needs some type of fuel to run. Did you notice the important lesson that I taught my readers? That's right. The lesson was to show integrity and always tell the truth. Now, here's your job, writers. You're going to go back to your fiction story and make some edits and revisions. Make sure you're including great first grade writing habits, but also you have all of the story elements and you're doing your very best work. If you're up for a challenge, you can also teach your readers a lesson. What are some other lessons you can teach others? That's right. It's important to share. That's one that I'm thinking of. Also, always believe in yourself no matter what. When you're done, make sure you send your fiction stories to your teachers this week. We can't wait to read them and see all of your amazing work. Happy writing!